Good morning. Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
All right. So welcome to our, what time is our 10 a.m. Our 10 a.m. trainings.
All blends together.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a time. It's a time and a day. My name is Katie Kenyon. I am a librarian at Holman Library. I'm going to do a little bit of the intro here. We'll have a slide where we all introduce ourselves as well. This session is going to be talking about some of your academic support that you have access to, even though we're all sort of socially distancing and staying at home per Governor Inslee's order. Before we get started, we want to share with you, see if I can get this to go forward. There we go. Just some ground rules to help you in case you have technical issues or get disconnected. If you've gone to any of these other sessions, this is probably familiar. You can please use the chat. If you mouse over the bottom of your screen, you'll see a chat as one of your options. You can use chat to ask us questions at any time, and we'll stop and sort of go through questions as they come in. Generally, keep your mic and video muted, although if you want to unmute to ask us a question, that's also an option. Just make sure you remute when you're done. It's clicking on the microphone and then clicking again. If you have technical issues or if you have other issues, you can also put those in chat. And if you get disconnected, so you get booted out of the session, you can just try and rejoin, but if that doesn't work out, you can also call our help desk at 253-833-9111, extension 2222, and that will get you back. They will help you get back into the session. So those are just some technical tips. And then who we are. So like I said, we're going to be talking about your academic support that's available to you online this quarter. We're going to be talking about the Tutoring Centers. So that is the Tutoring and Resource Center, the Writing and Reading Center, the Math Learning Center, and the Public Speaking Center. You have tutoring options through all of those centers this quarter online. We'll also be talking a little bit about Holman Library and what options you have with Holman Library. So how you can talk with a librarian, ask questions, both about your research, about citations, but also campus questions as things come up. Librarians can continue to be a resource for you for logins or other campus questions. Our presenters today, my name is Katie Kenyon. I'm a librarian at Holman Library, and I'm going to let our other three presenters introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. I am Ariel Wetzel, the director of the Writing and Reading Center.
And hi, I'm Adrienne Palmer, and I coordinate the Math Learning Center.
Hi, everyone. I'm Megan Reiser, and I'm the director of the Public Speaking Center, and I'm also one of the coaches there.
All right. So what we're going to talk about, our last workshop, I finally remembered to do outcomes on the outcome slide. All right, we're going to do how you can get into your tutoring resources online. And then once you're at the various tutoring websites, what can you expect for online tutoring, depending on the tutoring center, and you'll hear our tutoring coordinators talk a little bit more about this. The way you're going to set up a tutoring appointment will be a little bit different from center to center. Once we talk about tutoring, you'll have a chance to ask some questions about tutoring, and then we'll also talk a little bit about the library, how to get to the library website and what's available there online, how you can find help from the librarians. We have a couple of different options, and then ways you can get to research resources online, both through Holman Library Green River, but also you have access to some other libraries in the region that have resources online, like King County Library System. That's kind of our goal of what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to stop sharing at this point and let our,
I took it.
Yeah.
So we have 4 tutoring centers who have moved to remote operations, and I'll start off by showing you where to find them, and we'll go over what services are available online. So the 4 tutoring centers, again, are the Writing and Reading Center, the Math Learning Center, Public Speaking Center, and Tutoring and Resource Center. So for the Writing and Reading Center, which I direct, we have online tutoring through our website. I'll show you that in a minute. And this is a service that's already been available, so you may be familiar with it already and you may have already used it. And this is where you can submit your paper 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and our tutors will read your paper and annotate it, giving feedback on specific concerns that you might have, and then send the paper back to you. When you submit your paper, I suggest that you give a very specific instructions to the tutor in terms of what you would like feedback on. So you might want help with citations, transitions, a thesis statement, etc. If you just say, oh, I want feedback on everything, the tutor will ask you to clarify. What is new this quarter is Zoom tutoring, and this will be available Monday through Friday. And we're still working on our schedule, but we will have some early morning and evening after dinner hours available. So the Zoom tutoring will be great if you want to have a conversation with the tutor. We can use screen sharing to look at your paper together. And the tutors can help you with any stage of writing, whether that's planning, understanding the prompt, getting started, all the way up through final drafts as you're editing and polishing right before turning it in. If you are working on writing for something that is not school related, we can help you with that as well. So the tutors are very used to helping students with transfer applications. If you're applying to a university, they can help you with job applications and scholarship applications as well. Our tutors are Green River students, so these are your peers, and they're very excited to be working with you remotely over our online tutoring. So next I'll show you our website. And so this is easy to find if you go to greenriver.edu/tutoring. That will give you a link to all 4 of our tutoring centers. So if you want the Writing and Reading Center, you'll click on it. And we have online tutoring. And so you'll find the online tutoring on our webpage. And you actually already have an account as a Green River student. So your login will be your student ID, and the default password is eTutoring. You can change your password when you log in for the first time. So when you sign in, you'll see this screen. And so you'll see you have a writing lab. This is where you submit your paper for feedback, and the tutor will send it back to you after they read it. So this is a pretty useful feature. And then we also have the new live tutoring feature. So we're opening next week, so we don't have anyone online right now, but when we're open, you'll see here there'll be a link to a Zoom room that you can join with the tutor. And then if you want to see when the tutors are working, I have a sample schedule down here in the lower left. And you can see, oh, Ariel is tutoring from 8 to 10 today, and Daniela is tutoring from 10 to 12. And so if there's a particular tutor you're hoping to work with, you can come during their shift. And then down here we have e-questions. So this is just quick questions you want to ask the tutors. For example, maybe your teacher said this paper needs a thesis statement, but you're not sure what a thesis statement is. You can submit that quick question down here for the tutors. And that's about it for the Writing and Reading Center. And I will pass it off to Adrian.
Okay, oops, hang on for one sec, sorry. Let me pull up my slide. Maximize that. So the Math Learning Center is also going to be offering live Zoom tutoring from Monday through Friday. All of the math instructors will be posting a schedule of the tutors who are available on whatever online platform they're using. So it could be Canvas or it could be WAMAP. The tutors will be available Monday through Thursday from 7 in the morning until 7 at night, and Fridays from 7 in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'd like to show you what that schedule actually looks like. So this is what our tutoring schedule looks like. On here, you'll see that our online Zoom tutoring begins on Wednesday, April 8th and goes through Wednesday, June 10th. This basically shows you from Monday through Friday which tutors are working at any time of the day. And if you look next to each tutor's name in parentheses, you'll see what level of math they can help with. At the very bottom of the schedule, if you scroll to the very bottom, these would be each of the Zoom links to be admitted to each one of those tutors' sessions. So let me come back to my slide. So all of the math instructors should be posting that on either Canvas or WAMAP. but you're also welcome to email me if you'd like me to send you a copy of the schedule as well. Right, so that's it for the Math Learning Center. So let me move on to the Public Speaking Center with Megan.
All right, thank you. So we are also offering online tutoring for the Public Speaking Center. We will be using Zoom, and it will be much similar to what we're doing now. So I know we are going online this quarter for most of your classes, and a lot of you might be enrolled in Com Studies 220, which is public speaking. That can feel a little intimidating to have to present online, or it can feel really unknown. So the Public Speaking Center is still here to support you. So we want you guys to know that you can still do everything pretty much the same as you would if you were coming face-to-face to our tutoring center. So that includes having a 30-minute session with one of the coaches. The coaches are still faculty from Green River. They currently teach public speaking or have taught it in the past. And they are able to help you with any part of the speech-making process. So don't feel like you can only sign up for a session at the Public Speaking Center to practice a full presentation. Often what we get is students who have maybe just been assigned a speech, whether that's an introductory speech, all the way to a 10-minute persuasive speech, and they might be struggling with things like how to narrow down their topic to fit the prompt of the speech. Or they might just be struggling with anxiety about even giving the speech to begin with. We can help you with all of those things. We get a lot of common questions about student outlines. What we do ask is that if you are coming to get help with an outline, that you come with specific questions. We're not an editing service for you, but we're there to help you get that outline ready for the actual presentation. So we can help you adapt that to your speaker's notes. We can help you narrow down what's important to keep in the outline for your speech. And we can help you try to figure out what might make that speech a little bit stronger for you. We can also help you with things like just practicing delivery. So if there are areas in your presentation skills that you struggle with, maybe it's posture, hand gestures, volume, we can give you prompts and help you practice those things to get ready for the actual upcoming assignment. And then of course, we also have the ability to watch your presentation from start to finish, and we can even record it for you. So we'll actually, once you log into your session with us on Zoom, which will be provided on our website, we'll be able to give you access briefly to share files, to record, and to even share your screen with us so you can show us your PowerPoint or any other visual aid you might have. And we also are really emphasizing the fact that we can still record, because we know for a majority of your 220 classes, the public speaking class, that it is a requirement, because many instructors have you write self-reflections on your speech-making process, or it's required in classes like Com Studies 221 if you happen to be enrolled there. So we have all of the same capabilities. It will be a little different because we will be in that online forum. But don't be shy, because we'll work through it together through the glitches. One thing though, of course, you do need to have a microphone in order to be able to present your speech to us. A lot of folks already have that installed on their laptops or their phone, so you can use the app if you'd like. In addition to coming to practice for academic assignments, if you want to come for anything else, you are able to do that as long as you are enrolled as a Green River student. So we've actually helped a lot of students prepare for interviews. So perhaps you have some phone interviews coming up, you're nervous about it, we can help you get interview ready. We've also helped students give speeches for student government, for their church, for their sports team if they're a coach and they're worried about their delivery there. One thing that will be required this quarter is making an appointment. When we are not when we are face-to-face, we encourage appointments, but we take walk-ins. Since we are using Zoom, and the tutors and I will share one Zoom link, we are requiring that you reserve your appointment spot. So Adrian has the link on the PowerPoint slide for you, and it's very simple. You would just click on that when you were ready. You would put in your student ID number, and it'll take you to our schedule, which we're actually updating this week. Then you'll reserve your spot. You'll click that link, and you'll be put into a waiting room, much like you were this morning. And when our coach is done with their one session, they'll then let you in to the next session. So no one has the ability to interrupt your session, and you'll get that full 30 minutes at that scheduled time that you have. We do have a varying schedule day to day, since it depends on the availability of our instructors, but we have allowed it so that we have some appointments as early as 8 in the morning and some going through 7 o'clock at night. So we try to accommodate your different schedules that you might have. So if you guys have any questions later on, the tutors and I will all put our emails in the chat feature, and we're very easy to reach. Thanks.
Okay, so our last tutoring center is the Tutoring and Resource Center, and they tutor all subjects except for math. They will also be doing online Zoom tutoring, and once their schedule is ready, they will be posting it on the Tutoring and Resource Center webpage, which is also where they're going to be posting any updates about tutoring. And their tutoring will begin the second week of the quarter. So that's it for tutoring. And I will stop sharing so that Katie can talk about the library.
All right, thank you. I will say one note about the Tutoring and Resource Center, which is if you're used to where the centers are on campus, we're talking about the one that's in the library on the second floor. The Tutoring and Resource Center does subject tutoring, like Adrian said. They do not do math tutoring, they do not do public speaking tutoring, and they don't do writing and reading tutoring. So make sure that if you want any of those three things that you go to the other centers. So just a note there, but they'll do the other subjects as they have people available for those subjects. Before we start talking about the library, this is a good point to check in with people and see, does anyone have questions for us about anything we've covered for tutoring so far? Want any of the tutoring coordinators to go over anything or go back, or other questions? Okay, and it looks like if folks don't have the chat window open already, a couple of our tutoring coordinators are, it looks like Ariel and, I should not close it before I stop. Ariel and Megan have contact information for the Writing and Reading Center and the Public Speaking Center, respectively, in the chat, so you can get the emails there. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the library. If you have questions while I'm going through any of this, please don't hesitate to throw it in the chat, and we can stop and address it as we go through things. Again, my name's Katie Kenyon. I'm one of the librarians. So what I want to talk with you about is how you can get to the library website and how you can find help directly from the librarians. We actually are going to have our librarians around virtually the hours Holman Library is normally open. I'll show you that on the website, but it's 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday, and 2 to 6 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. And then you can actually get on our chat and talk directly with the Green River librarian as if you were talking with them at the reference desk. It's a text chat service. And when the librarians are not around, we actually have access to a service that is 24/7, where you can connect with an academic librarian from another university library any time of the day or night. So even if you're a night owl and you're working, say, very, very early in the morning on a paper and you want to get some research help, you can still get on and get that help online, even if it's 2 in the morning here in Washington. You can email the librarians. I'll show you this option on our contact page, and I'll also put our email in the chat a little bit later, and we will get back to you by the next business day. You can also email us to set up an appointment directly with a librarian, and we can do a Zoom appointment similar to what many of the other tutoring centers are doing to sort of help you one-on-one with your research. And then last but not least, for the times the library is open, so those times I listed just a moment ago, you can call us directly at the desk and you can talk with with a librarian. Right now, we're still setting up our virtual phone setup. So the way it works is you call and leave us a voicemail message, and we'll pick up that voicemail and call you back. But pretty soon, we anticipate being able to have a phone we can answer more directly, and then you can just call us and you'll be able to talk with us. And then in addition to your help options, I want to go a little bit over what resources you have available online when we're all sort of socially distant, but you can still use from home on your computers and phones. So let me go out to the library here. And I am going to need to make sure that you guys can see that screen. Okay. We'll just start from the college webpage because I can show you quick links. So to get to the library website, there's a couple ways you can go. One is you can go to www.greenriver.edu and do /library, and this will take you directly to the library website. You can also get to the library under quick links, which you might have this covered up by our portraits over on the right-hand side of the page on Zoom, but the quick links menu, Holman Library, is one of your options. And if I click there, here's the library website. And to contact the librarians, we have all those contact options I was talking about under our Ask a Librarian tab. So these are the different ways you can contact the librarians. So our chat service I was talking about, you can see the button says right now, you might be able to see that. Let me see if I can zoom it up so you can see it a little bit closer. So right now it says Ask GRC Librarians. That means we have a librarian from Green River online right now. So if you clicked this button, it would open up a little window and you could put in your name and then just start chatting with the librarian right away. Anytime we're not around, this will say 24/7 chat, and that will just connect you with those other librarians at other institutions. We also have, right, you can email us. Here is our current phone number, and then when we update our phone number, we'll change this here. And we have a form where you can request an appointment with a librarian as well, but you can do this or email us, either works. And then the times we're available. So it's these times, and we'll always have them up on our website. So you have options, even though we're not able to physically go into the Holman Library building, which is closed right now, you can still talk and get help with Green River librarians for a pretty big span of the day. Let me just pause right there. Does anybody have questions for me about the contact options or how I got to the library website? Any of the navigation pieces? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about academic support in the library. What can we help you with when you're talking to a librarian or you're going to the website? So you can get on our chat or email the librarians, and we can help you both with academic questions. So earlier, Megan with the Public Speaking Center and Ariel with the Reading and Writing Center were saying, when you're working on your paper or when you're working on your speech, we'd like you to come with a specific thing you'd like to work on. You can, if you're a little bit earlier than that in your process with a project, whether it's a research paper or a speech or just something you're developing, you can actually contact a librarian, and we can help you with topic development. We can help you with background information, so trying to understand the big picture of your topic so you can choose, a good place to focus. We can help you with finding resources. This is particularly useful. Often folks will come up to us at the desk or contact us on our chat or our email, and they'll say something like, I have this assignment and I have to find resources, and my instructor said they have to be academic. What does that mean? Is this an academic resource? And so we can help you with that. What is a quality resource? What is an academic resource? How do you evaluate? We can also help you with citation. So under Evaluate, Create, and Present, we have Cite Your Sources is one way to get to our citation resources. We also have a lot of these research resources available under Start Your Research, Find a Research Guide. So if I click there, we have guides both for, I'm going to zoom this up again so we can see it a little bit closer. We have guides both for specific classes and subjects on campus. So for example, if I go into the English guides, we have many guides for different English classes because a lot of those classes require research projects or papers. And you can see even between different sections, we have different guides. So you can always look and see if there's a research guide for your specific class. Or zoom this down so we can see it. We also have over on the right-hand side, we have guides that are more general sort of research resources. So for example, library research step-by-step. So if you're just starting out, you don't have a specific class guide, you can go and get more general but useful help on the basic steps of the research process, developing the topic, finding resources, evaluating, citing. And then probably not at the start of the quarter, but later on, this is a very, very popular resource that we have, are our citation guides. Your instructors, if you're doing research projects, will probably say something like you need to do an APA paper or you need to do an MLA paper. And we have guides for those citation styles available right here on our research guide page. And we also offer help with campus accounts. So in addition to all of these academic questions, you can always come ask us, or general knowledge or research questions. You can talk to the Holman Library librarians, and we can help you with campus questions too. So this can be logons for student email, logons for other student accounts, Canvas questions, general technology questions. How can I get a copy of Microsoft Word because I need to write a paper? And our logon guide covers a lot of the accounts that you have available to you as a Green River student. And many of these things you can get to online. So for example, talking about Microsoft Word, if I go into Microsoft Office here, there are directions for either accessing or downloading a copy of Microsoft Office on your own computer. It's really useful as you get started with all of these classes that are going online this quarter. And at the library, librarians can help you connect to other campus services. So as the stay-at-home order continues, you might find out that you need to contact an office that normally you would just go into campus and walk into an office, but that office is closed. How can you contact folks on campus? How can you contact that service? If you're not sure, you can always come to the library page, click on Ask a Librarian, talk with a librarian, and we can help you track down how to contact folks across campus as we work out these different working arrangements. So you always have that resource support. I think, oh, nope, I do want to talk about actual online resources you have, digital resources, but let's see, I'll pause real quick and see if we have any questions. Just to see, anybody have questions for me about research guides, citation, technology accounts? Okay. One thing that did just pop into my head, this has been a popular question from earlier sessions, so I'll just put this out here in case people here are wondering as well. We've been asked a couple times about printing. Will printing be available in the library or in open labs? And the answer is, as long as campus offices are closed, no, we can't open the library and offer printing in the open lab or the library, but your classes are going to be online. So presumably, even if it's a type of class where in the past you've had to turn in a paper copy, probably your instructors will be opening up online drop boxes. So an important thing at the start of the quarter is to check in with your instructor and see where they're holding class, whether that's Canvas or WAMAP or somewhere else, and just see how they want you to turn in assignments. Okay. Online resources. So if we go up here to the Holman Library One search, right, we can just do a general search. It's kind of the morning, so let's go ahead and search for coffee. Megan's ready. All right. So once I do my search there, right, I've got my different resources, but the really nice thing, this is searching all of the library resources right now, but if I go over on the left-hand side, one of the things I can do is click View Online. So if I click that limiter, it's going to reload my results. And now I'm seeing all of the library results for my search that are available to me online. And I still have, we have many things on coffee. We have over 2 million things that I can get to online about coffee somehow. If I scroll down, I can see my different results. I can see I'm getting some reference entries, which are sort of starting point articles. I'm getting general articles from magazines, newspapers, and journals. If I continue to look over on the left, I can see that I can sort things by the type of material I wanted. So for example, if I wanted to see if we had any streaming video documentaries about coffee, I could click Media. And then here is my streaming video about coffee. I have some audio items, but I also have some video. So there I can go in and get in and look at that video fully online. In addition to Green River's resources, so if there's not enough through the Holman Library, over here where it says external search, I can also click and do the same search through King County Libraries. And as Green River students, you have an account through Green River with King County Library System, so you can get into their online items as well, even though the buildings themselves, again, are physically closed right now. So if I clicked streaming video, I did my search for the King County Library System and coffee, there are their video documentaries that I can go in and log in and get to fully online from home. And then to log into the King County Library items, under other libraries, we have more information about how you do that as a Green River student. Basically, you have an account and a PIN number already set up, and you just go ahead and log in. And if you want even more information about what's available to college students through King County Library System, King County Library System has created a whole website. You can go and check out their full list of resources. And again, these are additional things that you have access to as Green River students. And the accounts are already, should be good to go. All right, I think that was everything I wanted to cover. Did anyone have last questions for me or any of our other presenters? Or let me also, while I'm thinking of it, put our librarian email into the chat so you have a full set there. All right, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.